I woke up to the sound of wet dripping beside the bed. Claire was standing over me in the dark. At first, I thought she was crying. Then lightning flashed through the bedroom window, and I saw the mask.
Most people believe beauty is only skin deep. Tonight, someone is about to discover what lives beyond that.
My name is Marcus Hale. I've been married to Claire for 6 years, and until 3 weeks ago, I thought I knew every version of her face. Claire has always been the gentle kind of beautiful. Soft blue eyes that crinkle when she laughs, a quiet smile that makes the worst days feel bearable. The kind of woman who remembers how you take your coffee and leaves little notes in your lunchbox even after 6 years. She's the reason I look forward to coming home. The reason the world feels softer. Lately, though, she's been chasing something I don't understand. It started with skincare. Serums, LED masks, expensive creams. I teased her about it, calling her my little beauty scientist. She'd laugh and say she just wanted to feel good in her own skin. I didn't think much of it. Everyone has their thing. Then she found the mirror mask. She wouldn't tell me where she got it, just said it was a limited thing from some exclusive online boutique. The first night she tried it, I was on the couch watching a game when she came out of the bathroom. The mask was a glossy, wet, bubblegum pink sheet that clung to her face like living tissue. The cutouts for her eyes, nose, and mouth were precise, but the way it sat on her face made my stomach tighten. Her real eyes peered out through the holes. They were bright under the hallway light.
How do I look?
Like you're auditioning for a horror movie. Claire didn't laugh. She just stared at me for a second, then turned back toward the bathroom mirror without another word. That was the first night. By the third night, I was starting to worry. She wore the mask longer each time. 20 minutes became 40. Sometimes I'd wake up in the middle of the night to wet, slapping sounds coming from the bathroom. When I asked her about it, she said she was just letting it set properly. Her skin started looking extremely perfect, unnaturally smooth, almost plastic. When she smiled at me over breakfast, the expression didn't quite reach her eyes. On the 5th night, I woke up around 3 a.m. The bed was empty. I heard the dripping sounds, slow, heavy drops hitting the tile. I got up and walked quietly to the bathroom door. It was cracked open, the light on. Claire was standing in front of the mirror. The mask was still on her face, but it had changed. The surface was cracking. Deep, black fissures spiderwebbed across the glossy material. The pretty pink had darkened to a sickly gray-green. Thick, tar-like black sludge oozed from the cracks and dripped down her neck onto her white tank top. Her eyes, what I could see through the holes, were completely black. The mask split open at the mouth. Rows of sharp, jagged teeth pushed through the rubbery material. The black liquid seeped between them in thick ropes. Claire, or whatever was wearing her, slowly turned toward the doorway. The cracked, monstrous face stared at me. The black eyes didn't blink. The jagged mouth stretched into a wide, dripping grin. Then she spoke. The voice was hers, but layered, wet, ancient.
Don't you love my face, Marcus?
The mask twitched. The cracks widened. More thick, dark residue ran down her chest. I took a step back. The thing that used to be my wife tilted her head with a wet, cracking sound.
Now you get to love the real me.
She took one step toward the door. I ran. I locked myself in the guest room and pushed the dresser against the door. I don't think I slept. I just sat there, listening to the slow, steady steps moving around the apartment. In the morning, when I worked up the nerve to leave the guest room, everything seemed normal. I heard Claire in the kitchen. I peered around the corner. Her skin was perfect, radiant. She turned and gave me that same too-wide smile.
Morning, baby.
The pink mask was nowhere in sight. Claire was making coffee like nothing had happened. Perfect skin, soft smile. For a moment, I convinced myself what I had seen last night was a nightmare. Then she kissed my cheek. That's when I noticed her eyes. Then, something wet brushed against my skin. Not her lips. Something thicker. Something slimy. I jerked back immediately, wiping at my face, but whatever touched me was already gone. Claire just smiled.
You okay?
I wanted to leave. God, I wanted to. But the second I reached for my keys, a sharp pressure twisted through my chest. My body wouldn't listen. It was as if something had taken control of my body. Fear flooded through me. Not panic. Recognition. Something inside me already knew I wasn't going anywhere. Claire watched me carefully from across the kitchen, smiling.
You want to see the real me, Marcus?
The mask stretched wider. The cracks deepened. I stood there, frozen in terror. I watched my wife's beautiful face morphing. The glossy pink sheen vanished entirely, replaced by a cracked gray-green surface fused tightly to her skin. The tar-like substance trickled from her widening grin, revealing long, jagged teeth beneath two endless black eyes. She smiled with all those teeth and leaned closer. The black liquid dripped onto the floor.
Shh, don't scream, baby. You'll wake the neighbors.
I tried to scream anyway. Nothing came out. She forced me to the floor. Something cold and wet dripped onto my face. The mask. I felt it spreading across my skin like living flesh, tightening around my mouth and eyes as I struggled beneath her. The cracks across her face widened with soft, wet popping sounds. Then she smiled, and inside that jagged mouth I saw more oily residue behind the teeth. Her now black eyes locked onto mine.
You always said you loved my face, Marcus.
The last thing I heard was something cracking beneath my own skin.